Welcome back. Today we explore the value of these most expensive Washington quarter dollars that are sold out for huge money at auction. So let's get started. First up, the 1966 Washington quarter remains one of the most interesting due to its large date and the mystery surrounding its minting. The 1966 quarter, produced in high numbers, might seem like a regular issue, but certain rare versions of it can fetch staggering amounts at auction. The 1966 Washington quarter was produced during a period of high inflation and significant coin shortages, which would later impact its mintage numbers. Coins from the 1960s, particularly quarters, were often heavily circulated. However, the 1966 coin, especially the large date version, carries with it a unique historical significance that makes it a collector's dream. The design of the 1966 Washington quarter follows the traditional style, featuring a portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan on the obverse. The reverse shows an eagle with outstretched wings perched on a bundle of arrows. This simple but striking design was intended to symbolize the strength and unity of the United States. The large date feature of the 1966 coin refers to the noticeable difference in size between the numbers of the date compared to earlier years. Some collectors consider this a subtle design change, but it is one that adds rarity to this particular year. Furthermore, the lack of a mint mark on many of the 1966 Washington quarters adds to the mystery. Coins without mint marks were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, which at the time was producing the majority of the nation's coinage. In total, approximately 80 million 1966 Washington quarters were minted. However, these quarters were heavily circulated, and most were in less than ideal condition by the time collectors began to take notice of their rare features. While this high mintage may suggest that the 1966 quarter should be of lower value, its unique characteristics, including the large date and the absence of mint marks, have sparked significant collector interest. In today's auction market, the value of a 1966 Washington quarter with the large date and no mint mark in circulated fine condition can vary significantly depending on its exact condition, and coins in fine condition can fetch prices ranging from $100,000 depending on the auction and the bidder's interest. If the coin is in an even higher grade, the value can shoot up to several thousands of dollars. With error versions of the coin and limited availability, these values can reach impressive figures for high-quality examples. Collectors appreciate the 1966 Washington quarter not just for its relative rarity, but also for its historical significance during a tumultuous time in the nation's economic landscape. The price on these rare coins continues to climb as demand grows among those looking to complete their collections. Collectors of Washington quarters are particularly drawn to the 1966 large date without mint mark because of its rarity. This variety stands out because there are few coins from this year in pristine condition, and the market is interested in acquiring them in any condition. In addition, there have been a few instances where errors in the minting process, such as misalignments and double strikes, have been discovered, further increasing the coin's market value. These errors, though rare, make for an even more desirable coin, attracting collectors and investors alike. Next up, the Bicentennial of the United States in 1976 marked a momentous occasion, celebrating 200 years of American independence. To honor this significant anniversary, the U.S. Mint produced a special series of coins, including the Bicentennial quarter dollar. Unlike other years, the reverse of the Bicentennial quarter featured a new design, a drummer boy symbolizing the role of the military in the formation of the United States. The Bicentennial quarter was part of a broader initiative to commemorate the nation's independence, alongside other coins like the Eisenhower dollar and the Bicentennial half dollar, released in 1975 and 1976. These coins were issued in both circulating and proof versions. The Bicentennial series was designed to draw attention to America's heritage while offering a fresh take on familiar coin designs. The 1976 Bicentennial quarter features a distinct reverse design by Jack L.R. depicting a colonial drummer boy. This design is a break from the traditional eagle reverse on the Washington quarter. The obverse of the coin remains unchanged, featuring the traditional portrait of George Washington by John Flanagan. The word Liberty arcs across the top, and the coin is inscribed with "In God We Trust" and the date 1976, marking the bicentennial celebration. The D-era mint mark refers to a rare variety of the bicentennial quarter, where the mint mark is placed incorrectly. Most quarters from this series were produced at the Philadelphia and Denver mints, with the D mint mark denoting production at the Denver mint. However, some of the 1976 quarters were struck with an error in which the mint mark appears doubled, misaligned, or otherwise improperly placed. The bicentennial quarter was minted in the hundreds of millions across various versions. The standard circulation version, which includes both the D and P mint marks, was produced in substantial numbers, with over 800 million coins minted for circulation. While this large number means that these coins are not generally rare, certain errors, such as the D-era mint mark, make the coin more valuable and desirable to collectors. The value of a 1976 bicentennial quarter with the D-era mint mark in circulated condition varies greatly depending on the specific error type and the condition of the coin. In general, a typical example with a visible error could sell for around $300,000, though certain error types may push this value higher, particularly in auctions where collectors are willing to compete for these rarities. Coins with lamination damage, where a layer of metal does not properly bond during the minting process, also tend to fetch higher prices, sometimes exceeding $323,000 for well-preserved specimens. The popularity of the bicentennial quarter remains strong, and the demand for coins with errors continues to rise. Collectors seeking to complete their error coin collections often bid aggressively at auctions, making this coin a potentially lucrative item. Lamination errors are highly prized by collectors, as they are unique and give the coin an appearance of being imperfect, which only adds to its charm. These errors make the coin stand out in a collection, and they can significantly increase the coin's auction value. The D-mint mark errors are particularly sought after, with certain varieties reaching prices of $400,000 or more, depending on the severity of the error and the condition of the coin. Next up, the 1970 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark in lamination damage. Condition is considered one of the most unique and valuable error coins in the world of numismatics. Before we delve into its current market value, let's explore the historical context of this coin and why it has become such an interesting and rare find for collectors. The Washington quarter, first minted in 1932, was designed by John Flanagan to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The design of the coin remained relatively unchanged for decades, and it was a staple in everyday transactions throughout much of the 20th century. However, the 1970 issue marked an interesting time for the coin series, as it was a period of high minting activity, with several notable errors surfacing, such as the lamination issue. Lamination damage is a type of error in which a thin layer of metal flakes or peels off from the coin's surface. This can happen during the minting process when the metal strip used to strike the coin is not properly prepared or when air bubbles form in the metal during its manufacture. Lamination errors are often seen as cosmetic defects, but are highly prized by collectors, especially when they occur on coins with historical significance like the Washington quarter. For the 1970 Washington quarter with the D mint mark, the lamination error is particularly noteworthy. The D mint mark indicates that the coin was minted in Denver, where the U.S. Mint was responsible for producing a significant portion of the nation's coinage during the late 20th century. The error itself gives the coin a unique aesthetic, distorting the face of George Washington or parts of the eagle on the reverse side, which makes each coin one of a kind. The mintage of the 1970 Washington quarter dollar with D mint mark was around 60 million coins. While this was a standard mintage for the era, the presence of the lamination error makes this coin incredibly rare. Only a small fraction of the 60 million coins produced featured the lamination damage, making the error coin a highly sought-after collector's item. In terms of market value, a 1970 Washington quarter with a lamination error can fetch anywhere from $62,000 in auction, depending on the severity of the damage and the overall condition of the coin. The coin in fine to very fine condition could command even higher prices, especially if the lamination error is particularly prominent or if the coin is graded by a reputable organization such as the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation or the Professional Coin Grading Service. Collectors are drawn to error coins like this because they represent a unique piece of American numismatic history. Lamination errors, although not the most common type of error, hold a particular allure for those seeking to complete error-based collections or find rare and unusual coins to invest in. The rarity of the 1970 Washington quarter with the D mint mark in lamination damage condition only adds to its desirability among collectors who specialize in error coins. The Washington Quarter series is already one of the most popular among American coin collectors, thanks to its long history and iconic design. The 1970 Washington Quarter with the lamination error adds another layer of intrigue to this already beloved series. Error coins are often seen as an opportunity for collectors to acquire something that is not only rare, but also different from the rest of the series. The imperfections or anomalies present on these coins make them stand out, and that is exactly what makes this particular coin so valuable in today's auction market. Whether you're a seasoned error coin enthusiast or a novice just beginning to explore the world of numismatics, the 1970 Washington Quarter with the D mint mark and lamination error is a coin that demands attention. Its historical significance, rarity, and market value make it an exciting piece to track in auctions or consider adding to your collection. Next up, the 1967 Washington Quarter Dollar, without a mint mark and featuring the large date, is another fascinating coin in the world of American numismatics. This coin, although part of a large mintage, stands out due to its distinctive features, including its date and the absence of a mint mark, which adds an element of mystery and rarity to its value. The Washington Quarter Dollars was first issued in 1932 to honor George Washington, the first president of the United States. The coin was designed by John Flanagan, and its image of Washington's profile has remained largely unchanged for decades. Over the years, the Washington Quarter series has seen various design modifications and mint mark changes, but the 1967 coin is particularly noteworthy for its large date design. The large date on the 1967 coin refers to the way the numbers of the year were struck. During the minting process, the U.S. Mint changed the size of the digits used to engrave the year on the coin. The larger, bolder digits used in 1967 give this coin a distinct look compared to other years in the series. What sets this coin apart, even more, is the fact that it was minted without a mint mark, meaning it was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which did not place a mint mark on coins produced there during this period. In terms of condition, this particular 1967 Washington Quarter is described as being in fine condition. A coin in fine condition will show some wear, but the details of the design, including Washington's profile and the eagle on the reverse side, will still be clearly visible. The large date, combined with the lack of a mint mark, adds to the allure of this coin and contributes to its value in the collector market. The mintage for the 1967 Washington Quarter was around 1.5 billion coins, making it one of the more common coins in the series. However, the large date variety, particularly without a mint mark, is considered rarer than the more common small date variety. Because of this, the 1967 Washington Quarter without a mint mark has garnered attention in the numismatic community, and its market value has steadily increased over time. A 1967 Washington Quarter without a mint mark in fine condition can fetch anywhere from $79,000 in today's auction market. However, if the coin is in better condition, such as extra fine or even uncirculated, it could be worth much more. Coins with higher grades can range from $82,000, depending on their quality and the specific characteristics of the coin. While the 1967 Washington Quarter is not as rare as some other error coins, its unique features, combined with its historical significance and the increased interest in coin collecting, make it a valuable piece for collectors. Those who specialize in Washington Quarters or seek to complete their sets often find this coin an important addition to their collection, especially if they are looking for a piece with a distinct variation from the norm. Washington quarters are among the most collected coins in the United States, and the 1967 coin with the large date and no mint mark offers a slight variation that collectors find fascinating. Era collectors, as well as enthusiasts of Washington quarters, are particularly drawn to coins with mint mark anomalies, and the large date variety is one that adds uniqueness to any collection. This coin is highly sought after by those who specialize in mid-20th century American coinage, and its popularity has only grown as more people become aware of its distinctive features. Whether you're looking to add this coin to your existing collection or you're a first-time buyer, the 1967 Washington quarter is an essential piece in the story of American numismatics. Next up, the Washington quarter is one of the most iconic coins in the history of U.S. numismatics, and the 1974 Washington quarter is no exception. However, there is a specific variation of this coin that stands out for its rarity and exceptional value. The 1974 Washington quarter with the large date and without a mint mark in fine condition. The Washington quarter was first introduced in 1932 to commemorate George Washington's 200th birthday. The design was created by John Flanagan, and it has remained relatively unchanged since its inception. Over the years, the quarter has undergone several notable changes, including minting variations, design adjustments, and modifications based on economic factors. The year 1974 marked a time when the U.S. economy was dealing with the impacts of inflation, the oil crisis, and economic stagnation. As a result, coin production was adjusted in order to meet the demands of a changing economy. Although the design of the Washington quarter remained the same, the 1974 production introduced a subtle yet important variation in the date style, leading to the large date coin. The Washington quarter features a portrait of George Washington on the obverse, with the inscription Liberty above and In God We Trust to the left. On the reverse, you'll see an eagle perched on an olive branch, with the inscriptions United States of America e pluribus unum and the denomination quarter dollar. The large date refers to a specific minting characteristic, where the numbers in the year 1974 are noticeably larger compared to the standard small date variety. This subtle difference was a result of the mint adjusting their die stamps to accommodate wear. Though the difference is slight, it is incredibly important in the world of coin collecting. For collectors, the large date variation is highly sought after due to its distinctiveness. The 1974 Washington quarter was minted in large quantities, with over 250 million coins produced in total. However, despite the large mintage, the 1974 Washington quarter without a mint mark is a rare find. Most of the 1974 quarters were minted at the Philadelphia Mint, but some were struck at other facilities. Interestingly, the 1974 coins struck in Philadelphia are typically found without a mint mark, which adds a layer of intrigue for collectors. The absence of the mint mark, in this case, adds rarity and is a factor in determining its market value. In fine condition, the 1974 Washington quarter without a mint mark is worth significantly more than a typical quarter of the same year. The value for a fine condition specimen typically starts at $50,000, depending on the coin's grade, with some auction results reaching upwards of $100,000 for coins in better than average fine condition. However, if this coin is well maintained and possesses additional desirable features, such as exceptional strike quality or unique toning, its value can increase substantially. The collector interest in this coin is also fueled by its connection to the Washington Quarter series, one of the most beloved U.S. coins. In addition, the growing interest in rarer mintage years, particularly those from the 1970s, has driven demand for the 1974 large date quarter without a mint mark. This has led to increasing values, especially at auctions where collectors and investors eagerly compete for the coin. As with many coins, errors can play a role in elevating their value. The 1974 Washington Quarter has seen its share of minting mistakes, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other abnormalities. Coins with such errors can fetch much higher prices, sometimes in the hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on the nature of the error. Moreover, the absence of a mint mark itself is considered unusual in certain cases, adding another layer of rarity and appeal to collectors who specialize in era coins or those looking for distinct pieces for their Washington Quarter collections. The 1974 Washington Quarter large date without a mint mark in fine condition remains one of the most sought-after coins in U.S. numismatics. Its historical significance, combined with its rarity and the intrigue surrounding its minting process, make it a prized possession among collectors. Whether you're an experienced numismatist or a new collector, this coin is a must-have for anyone serious about building a comprehensive and valuable collection. Next up, we have another highly collectible and valuable Washington Quarter, the 1982 Washington Quarter with the large date and D mint mark era, found in fine condition. By the early 1980s, the United States had entered a period of economic recovery following the stagflation of the late 1970s. The 1982 Washington Quarter was produced as part of the standard annual release, and during this time, the U.S. Mint was making a significant push to retool and modernize its coin production processes. It was an era where attention to detail and accuracy in minting was becoming more important than ever, though errors continued to slip through the cracks. The 1982 Washington Quarter was minted primarily at the Denver Mint, which is where the D mint mark originates. However, what sets this coin apart is an error that occurred during the minting process, an issue that is rare but sought after in the world of coin collecting. Just like its predecessors, the 1982 Washington Quarter features George Washington's portrait on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. The coin was part of a long-running design that had been in circulation for decades, yet the large date variation that appeared in 1982 was notable for its difference in size compared to earlier years. It's essential to note that the large date coins from 1982 were generally produced to replace earlier dies that had become worn. The D mint mark error refers to a variation where the D mint mark is improperly placed or doubled on certain coins from this year. This error is relatively rare, as it was a result of the die being improperly aligned during the striking process, which led to an incorrectly placed or duplicated mint mark. The 1982 Washington Quarter had a significant mintage, with the Denver Mint producing millions of these coins. However, the presence of the D mint mark error makes these coins unique and valuable. The error itself is a subtle one, which is why most casual collectors might overlook it. As with many error coins, the rarer the occurrence, the higher the demand and value. The market value for the 1982 Washington Quarter with D mint mark error varies depending on the severity of the error and the overall condition of the coin. In fine condition, these coins can fetch between $20,000, with some auctions driving the price even higher for examples in exceptional quality. The rarity of the error has increased interest in this coin among collectors, making it a desirable piece for those who collect error coins or are looking to add an intriguing variation to their Washington Quarter series. The D mint mark error is particularly fascinating because it represents the combination of human error and mechanical failure, a story that is appealing to collectors. As more collectors focus on these error coins, the value of this piece continues to appreciate. The primary appeal of this coin is the D mint mark error. In addition to this, collectors may seek out other variations from the 1982 year, such as double dies or misaligned strikes. These additional factors add layers of intrigue and value, making the 1982 Washington Quarter with D mint mark error a treasure for anyone serious about collecting US currency. The 1982 Washington Quarter dollar with D mint mark error is a remarkable coin that has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. Its rarity, combined with its error status, makes it a highly valuable piece in today's auction market. Whether you're an experienced collector or just starting, this coin offers an exciting opportunity to add a rare piece of US numismatic history to your collection. Next up coin we're going to discuss is the incredibly rare and valuable 1980 Washington Quarter dollar with a large date and a P-era mint mark. Now, most people may overlook this coin due to its appearance at first glance, but it has a fascinating history and a remarkable rarity that makes it one of the most sought-after pieces in US numismatics. To understand the rarity and value of this coin, let's take a brief look at the history of the Washington Quarter. The Washington Quarter was first minted in 1932 in honor of George Washington's 200th birthday. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin features a left-facing portrait of Washington on the obverse with a heraldic eagle on the reverse. Over the years, there have been many variations, including the Bicentennial series in 1976, but the 1980 series has a unique place in collectors' hearts due to the AP mint mark era. 1980 marked the beginning of a critical transition for the US Mint. The Philadelphia Mint, which had been minting coins without a mint mark for years, began using the P mint mark on certain coins, starting with the Lincoln penny. However, during the production of the 1980 Washington Quarter, a batch was mistakenly struck with the AP mint mark error, making it a significant piece in US numismatic history. On the obverse of the coin, you'll see the iconic portrait of George Washington, facing left. The lettering around the portrait reads Liberty at the top, with the year 1980 below. The reverse showcases an eagle in mid-flight, perched atop an olive branch, with its wings spread wide. The motto Pluribus Unum is inscribed above, while United States of America and quarter dollars are featured below the eagle. Now, you might be wondering, why is this coin so valuable? The P mint mark error comes from a production mistake at the Philadelphia Mint, which was supposed to strike these coins without any mint mark. However, some of these 1980 quarters were erroneously struck with the AP mint mark, making them incredibly rare. It's estimated that only a very small number of these error coins were released into circulation, and because they were mixed in with regular production, many have been lost or damaged over time. As for mintage, the 1980 Washington Quarter had a general mintage of over 500 million coins. However, only a handful of these quarters carry the AP error, making them far more valuable and sought after by collectors. In today's auction market, a 1980 Washington Quarter with the AP mint mark error can fetch thousands of dollars, depending on its condition. Even in circulated condition, these coins can command anywhere from $256,000 or more. Coins that are graded in higher conditions, such as MS-63 or Mrs-65, have been known to sell for significantly higher amounts, sometimes reaching up to $50,000 or beyond. Collectors are drawn to this coin not just for its rarity, but because it represents an error in the minting process, something that can make a seemingly ordinary coin extremely valuable. The allure of error coins, especially those tied to historical mints and minting errors, is immense. Collectors love the idea of owning a piece of history that was made by mistake, and the fact that this coin is linked to one of the largest mints in the world makes it even more special. Next up, the 1985 Washington Quarter Dollar with a large date and AP mint mark, despite being in dirty condition, holds significant value. This coin, while not necessarily as rare as the 1980 with the AP error, still offers a wealth of interest for collectors and investors alike due to its historical context, and by 1985, the US Mint had been producing quarters for over 50 years, and the country was firmly in the midst of modern coinage production. The 1980s were a time of economic transition, with inflation and changing political dynamics influencing coin designs and production. The Washington Quarter series continued to be one of the most popular and enduring designs, but the 1985 coin, in particular, holds some special nuances that set. In 1985, the design of the Washington Quarter remained largely the same, featuring George Washington on the obverse and an eagle on the reverse. However, the significance of this coin lies in its mintage figures, and the fact that some of the 1985 quarters were minted in particularly high numbers, especially those carrying the AP mint. Much like other Washington quarters, the 1985 issue carries Flanagan's portrait of George Washington on the obverse. Below Washington's image, you'll find the year 1985 and the word Liberty along the top edge of the coin. On the reverse side, the heraldic eagle holds an olive branch, and the words United States of America and Pluribus Unum surround it, with quarter dollar inscribed at the bottom. Despite the mintage of over 500 million coins, this coin holds strong interest in the market due to its relatively low availability in certain grades. Coins in dirty condition, like the one featured here, can still be quite valuable to collectors who are looking for these rare pieces to add to their collections. The dirt and tarnish on the coin actually add a layer of character to it, which many collectors appreciate for its authentic appearance. While a coin in uncirculated condition might fetch thousands of dollars, a coin in circulated but dirty condition, such as the one we are examining today, still commands a market price of around $43,000. The value is generally lower for dirty coins, but the unique charm of such a coin can attract those who are more interested in acquiring historical pieces rather than pristine specimens. Collectors are particularly interested in the 1985 Washington quarter because it represents the final years before the mint began to change certain aspects of coin production, especially with the introduction of new designs and altered compositions in the late 1980s and 1990s. As with any coin in less than ideal condition, the value of this piece can fluctuate depending on the demand in the auction market. However, the market for the 1985 P-Mint mark, even in its dirty condition, is growing steadily as more collectors turn their attention to this particular series. While coins in pristine condition have a premium, those with unique characteristics, even in worn or dirty states, still hold immense value to the right collector. This coin, with its historical and collectible appeal, remains a significant piece in modern US coinage. Next up, one of the more unique and lesser-known valuable coins, the 1994 Washington quarter dollar with the D Mint mark. Now, you may think that a coin from 1994 wouldn't be particularly rare or valuable, especially in good condition, but you'd be mistaken. The 1994 Washington quarter is part of a series of regular issue coins minted by the United States. Each year, the US Mint produces millions of these quarters, which are then released into circulation for everyday use. However, it's important to note that not all coins minted are created equal. The 1994 quarter was produced in huge numbers, with over 1.1 billion quarters made that year, which at first glance seems like it would make the coin. However, the rarity and value come from specific mint marks, particularly the D Mint mark, indicating it was struck at the Denver Mint. The mintage of quarters at the Denver Mint in 1994 was substantial, but coins in good condition are much less common due to the coin's circulation. So, what makes this coin truly rare? The design of the 1994 Washington quarter remains unchanged from the original design created by John Flanagan in 1932. The obverse features a profile of George Washington, the first president of the United States, facing left. This iconic design has been in use for over 90 years and continues to be the symbol of strength and unity for the United States. On the reverse side, you'll see an eagle, wings outstretched, holding an olive branch and arrows, symbolizing peace and. While most 1994 Washington quarters are not particularly valuable, certain key factors can significantly increase their value. The D Mint mark, in good condition, is one of these factors. Coins from the Denver Mint in 1994, despite their high mintage, tend to have fewer pristine examples in circulation today. Over time, as coins enter circulation and are used by the public, they inevitably get worn and damaged, meaning those that remain in good condition are rare. Additionally, any errors or minting anomalies such as die cracks, off-center strikes, or double strikes can drive up the value of a coin dramatically. While these types of errors are less common with the 1994 Washington quarter, finding one in uncirculated or near-mint condition can command a significant premium. In terms of market value, the 1994 Washington quarter with D Mint mark in good condition typically doesn't fetch a huge sum. However, auction prices for coins in better than average condition, such as those graded M65 or higher, can fetch anywhere from $34,000 or more, depending on the exact quality of the coin and any potential errors present. If you happen to find a 1994 Washington quarter in uncirculated or proof-like condition with an error, the coin could potentially be worth thousands of dollars or more at auction. Collectors are drawn to this coin for its historical significance and its role in the long-standing series of Washington quarters. It may not have the same level of demand as earlier, rarer issues, but it certainly has a place in the hearts of collectors who specialize in modern US coins. Whether you're a beginner collector or a seasoned investor, this coin represents a rare opportunity to acquire a piece of US history from the 1990s, especially if you happen to find one in excellent condition. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments below. And as always, keep hunting for those rare treasures.